Hello there! This hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. This is our unit on how to talk about job performance. One thing we'll be doing in particular, maybe starting today, is actually do a job appraisal, learn the key expressions for appraising someone's performance. But we'll also be finishing up our vocabulary from yesterday. Well, that's a bit about the class. Here's a bit about me. I'm Jon-Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour, and I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out from Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. Here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up, which means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom quiet. Also, tune in to the new words that you learn. Use them actively so that I can correct you. And finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. And that is all you need to know about me. I want to know something about you. So let's say hello to Alessia. Hello, Alessia.
Hi, Jon-Eric. How are you?
Hello. I'm all right. How are you?
Thanks. It's my first lesson with you.
Oh, my God.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, perfect. I want to know because I haven't followed the other lesson with business language. So, do you think that I could participate of this lesson? Because I just have downloaded the document that you linked.
I'll tell you what, let's do the lesson, and then you can participate, and then you tell me.
Okay. because I just read the document. Obviously, I don't memorize everything.
There's nothing to memorize.
Okay.
It's just a conversation class. There's nothing to memorize. Instead, what I do is I don't want anyone to memorize anything ever. What I want people to do is to try to talk about some of the things, the themes. Sometimes we'll do a simulation of something you might do at work, right? And then you use your vocabulary. You say what sounds natural, and then I correct you.
Okay.
When I correct you, I'll put that into a notes document for you to review after class. I'll also give you homework too. So basically, everything comes from the student, and the only thing that I do is try to help you sound more like a native speaker by giving you notes. So you can come to all the classes, come to once in a while. It's always just kind of a conversation. And hopefully it's about things that you want to talk about. Because if you want to talk, you will, and then you'll start to become more accurate over time. So that's kind of how the class works. So basically, you're here, and whatever you want to contribute is great. There's no particular sequence. But I will say one thing. Each theme lasts about 10 classes because it takes about 10 classes to cover one entire unit. So every 10 classes we're in a new unit, and every 10, 12 units we move to a higher level. So that's basically how it works. Right now we're in intermediate. And by the way, look who we have here, Alessia. We have Anton. He's one of our regulars. Hi, Anton. How are you?
Hi, teacher. I'm doing well.
Oh, my God. Anton, you're the teacher, not me. I thought you knew that. I am your humble servant, Anton. I'm your humble servant. Hey, Anton, let's take a look at what we did. Take a look at this. In our notes document, by the way, Alessia, when you open the notes, you'll see this gold graphic.
Yeah, I got it.
Right. Okay. On the second page, you've got some news about vocabulary. We can talk about it later. A little blurb about what the class is about, just what I explained a minute ago. My contact information if you want to contact me. And then we've got our table of contents. And as you can see, we're in Unit 15, all about job performance at the B1 level in the European level system. That's intermediate. And then below that you have the links to the classes. So I'm going to click on our last class, say Unit 15, and you can see these were some vocabulary words and some corrections that I made. So it won't make sense now. You have to, the conversation from yesterday is over. You might not know what these words are, but if it comes up again, I'll go over these, and I'm going to add a new set of words today as I correct you and give you suggestions. Okay, so all the new ones will start from number 20. Put that in yellow. The new ones will start here. Anyway, I'm not going to share my screen with that. You can open it if you want. What I am going to do is start the presentation to this one. Okay, and as you can see, in this unit we're talking about personal qualities, appraising performance, learning how to give feedback to someone whose performance we have appraised, and finally, talking about our experience. So that requires storytelling skills, specifically using what we call the past continuous. Where are you from, Alessia? Italy?
Yeah, but
So,
now I live in Dublin.
in Dublin, okay. So in Italian, the past continuous is the imperfecto.
Yeah.
So our version of it, okay. So using the past continuous and the past perfect, the had done form as opposed to the have, or as opposed to was doing form, to talk about our experience. So it's that's the grammatical point we'll be revising later on in the unit, maybe not today. Today we're finishing up our part on vocabulary, talking about personal qualities. So in the last class, we were here, we read about a program to evaluate people. This was a program at a hospital. And what we did, after reading about the program, we picked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10 vocabulary words from the short text, which you can see in bold, and we tried to use them to describe people. So in this program, 3 people were nominated, we read about it, and then in the end of the class, we move forward here, and I asked you to use those vocabulary words and match them to the feedback that nominees got. And what we decided was, well, and those vocabulary words you can see here: enthusiastic, motivated, flexible, patient, helpful, hardworking, dependable, caring, dedicated. Okay, so we're going to be using those words today. You can always go back to this page if you want, but we're going to move forward as well. What I want to start class with this short exercise. Whether you were here or not the other day, I think you can still use some of those vocabulary words to appraise, give a short appraisal of a colleague. So think of a colleague where you work and nominate him or her for Employee of the Month, just like the text we were reading the other day. It says, tell your partner. Well, I'll be your partner. Tell me about your Employee of the Month using adjectives from number 1. Here's an example. Let's go back to our list. Enthusiastic, highly motivated. Okay, fine. I'm going to tell you about my Student of the Month. Not here at Verbling, but at my other school where I teach kids. So, if I were to nominate one of my students, let's call him Student X. I'm not going to name any names. Let's call him Student X. Well, Student X is a highly motivated student, and you can see that by the fact that he is constantly raising his hand and trying to answer questions. In fact, he's so enthusiastic that I made a rule. The rule is the no blurt rule. Do you know what blurt means? To blurt something out? Have you heard that, Anton? To blurt?
I listen it, but I don't remember.
Ah, you've heard it, but you don't remember. You've heard it, but you don't remember. Yeah, okay. Blurt. Blurt means like when you're really excited and you can't contain yourself. You just spontaneously say the answer or talk when it's not your turn. Blurt is number 20 on our list, to blurt out or to blurt something out. Okay. So, what was I going to say? All right. So if I were going to nominate him, I would say I'd pick, let's say, 2 adjectives from the list. Well, Student X is highly motivated. So motivated that he's constantly blurting things out in class. But that's just because of his unbridled enthusiasm for his English classes, which has nothing to do with the teacher and everything to do with his motivation. But nonetheless, um, he's a model student. In fact, we have to get him to calm down. So I would, and the other thing is that he is really a caring student, very empathetic, because if I ask him to help other students, he'll do that. And that's pretty mature for a kid. I think he's 14 or something. So that would be my nomination for Student of the Month. And the words I used were enthusiastic, highly motivated, and dedicated. So now what I want you to do is think of someone that you work with, nominate them. You don't have to mention names. Choose no less than 2 adjectives from this list, and give no less than 2 reasons, 2 examples of why they fit that description. So my description was highly motivated, and my example was he's so excited about learning that he's always blurting things out in class. So that was my model for you. Okay? I want you to try now. Anton, why don't you go first, because you've been in some of these classes in the past. You go first. Choose 1 or choose 2 or more vocabulary words from the bold words in the text, and try to give 1 or 2 reasons to show why the person is enthusiastic, flexible, etc. Okay? Do you have someone in mind?
Yes.
Excellent.
If I have to choose one of them could be enthusiastic, flexible, and it could be 3, helpful.
Okay, good. And tell us why the person fits that description. So imagine that I'm the guy who's going to give the award for Employee of the Month. I'm the boss. You have to convince me that this person should get the award. Okay?
Yes, for sure, the most important quality that a person could have is to be enthusiastic, is delight in itself, because we have to be uh, happy or in every subject we started, and it's the main quality to get success, because no matter how many times you have to do something, no matter how wrong are you if you don't find the solution, but if you are enthusiastic, you are going to success, of course, because you are going to do something as many times as the thing requires.
But by the way, Anton, do you have a specific person in mind at work that you're thinking of?
But it's my own person. It's not one of these. It could be one of these.
You can you can use. I want you to use this vocabulary, but I'd like you to think of an actual person, because if we think of a real person, it's easier to give examples, right? So I was choosing a student. I didn't mention the name, but I was choosing a student at my school at night.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So I'd like you to think of someone that you actually work with that you would nominate, and what you would say to nominate them. Okay? And what you said so far is good, by the way. It's not bad. But it's better to think of a real person because it forces you to think about real details. By the way, let's take a quick look at English for a minute. And here in number 21, instead of saying to have success or to success, which you can't really say, we would say to be successful, Anton. Number 21, to be successful. So you can say to be successful in something, but we don't. You can say to have success, but it sounds a little awkward depending on how you use it. So it's more general. This is a quality you need to be successful in, and then you can say what the job or what the task is successful in. All right? So think about that for a minute, Anton. Think about that. And Yuki, can you think of a student or a colleague that you would nominate? Imagine you have to convince me, because I'm going to give the award. What could you say about a colleague or a student to nominate them for Student or Colleague of the Month? Try to use one or more of the words in bold to describe them.
I can nominate Anton as a enthusiastic student of the month.
Of course.
Because he had high motivation. He is high motivated in studying English. He tried to he does his best to join the class every day and enthusiastically to study English. Enthusiastically get more vocabulary every day. Such his figure really moved me, and that's why I decided to give him our award of the month.
Anton, you've been nominated. How do you feel?
Decided.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay. Very good, Yuki. Let's take a look here. Let me share my screen here. Look at number 22 and 23. It might be better to say he is highly motivated, using the past participle on motivated as an adjective. See it, 22?
Yes.
Okay. And also, you could say he studies enthusiastically, or he enthusiastically studies. You could say both.
How to combine to the word vocabulary? He tried to get more. He tried to get more vocabulary enthusiastically.
Well, the word get doesn't work. Get doesn't work, but he studies, or he works on, or he, I don't know what you want to say exactly, builds, or yeah, any of that. But then you have to say the word. So I'll put an X there for the word, X, enthusiastically. Maybe like this. So he studies vocabulary enthusiastically. He works on his vocabulary enthusiastically. He builds up, or he builds his vocabulary enthusiastically. Anyway, X can represent anything as long as
Can I say build up for vocabulary? Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. And so in that case, I would probably put enthusiastic as a post modifier afterwards, because it's an adverb, so it sounds maybe a little better after everything. But you can put it before as well. It's not wrong. Okay? So highly motivated is the adjective, and enthusiastic is an adverb, so it goes in a different position. Well, we've got Anton nominated, and Alessia, can you think of someone at work that you would nominate for Employee of the Month? What do you do? What's your job?
In my life now, I design a website.
Okay, good. And do you work with the team?
No, alone.
You have to nominate yourself then.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Excellent. So if you have to nominate yourself for Employee of the Month, words,
or my rabbit.
Or your rabbit, whatever you want. Excellent. So I want you to choose no less than 2 adjectives in bold from the list here in the text, and no less than 2 examples of why you or your rabbit fit that description. Okay? Try to convince me to give you the award.
Okay. I think to be I'm a very flexible person, and
talk about yourself in the third person. Alessia is.
I was a flexible person.
Third person. So talk about yourself like you're talking about another person. It's a little easier. She is a flexible.
Okay. I understand now. She was a flexible person, during his time jobs. And I remember she was very patient. Patient, it's right?
Patient, good.
Patient with his customers, her customers. Many times, for many times, she have a problem with this customer, but she demonstrate herself very helpful with them, and all the time she was hardworking, and she have a great motivation and enthusiastic characters during the time and with a colleague, and so I think it's pretty nice to this kind of I would say recognition.
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 Recognition. Okay, very good, very good. Let's take a look at some feedback here.
Okay.
Okay. Give me a second to share the notes again. Hold on. Today, everything seems to be working in the Google Hangout, which is good. Okay, look at 24 to 28. Let's start with 28. Recognition looks like that. Recognition.
Okay.
You could say this sort of recognition. I think this sort of recognition is what she deserves, something like that. Let's go back to 24 here.
I don't understand. Recognition is
The
an
award.
adjective.
This sort of recognition is a noun.
Yeah.
And I said this sort of because when you finished, you said, I forgot what the words you said, but you said something like, she deserves this award or this recognition.
Okay, but I want to mean, let me find the right way. Not, I want to mean the object that you can receive when you are chosen for something you do better than another person, no?
Award.
Like when you
Award.
you have
Award.
you play
Award.
a sport and you arrive one for the
Award?
first.
Like in Italian, you have the word, I guess, premio.
Okay, awards, yes.
Award.
Premio.
Yeah. That's it. An award is a type of recognition, but yes, award.
Yeah.
That's it. Take a look at 24. You said she was a flexible person,
Yeah.
but be careful with his and her, because you said she, but then you said his. So his is Louis.
Yeah.
Right? So make sure you're okay. So I would say, first of all, one thing, instead of she was,
Yeah.
she has been,
Has been, yes.
because it's over a period of time. So we express that in English with has been.
Yeah. I use the was this
Use
this
was,
kind
right.
of terms like a Fiorentini people.
I see. So only if it's a period of time. Only if it's a period of time. If it's a single moment in time, it was. But if it's a period, and the period ends now, or the period continues to now, then it has been. There was two other things here. You said she have a problem with the customer.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it should be she
Has.
She has. Or maybe what you wanted to say was whenever she has.
Okay.
That would mean at any time.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I put a little asterisk next to the correction. So have should be has.
Yes.
Okay. Give me just a second to fix that. And again, the endings too. You said she demonstrated herself very helpful. Okay. If you're going to use demonstrate, it's not the best word, but if you're going to use it, it has to be she demonstrated,
Yeah.
but it's not the best way to say it. It would be
Mm.
better to say, for example, so let's see, she proved to be
Yeah.
very
Okay.
helpful. She proved to be very helpful. She showed how effective she could be. Sounds maybe even better than helpful. Helpful is okay, there's nothing wrong. But we don't really use demonstrated. That's a Latin
Okay.
word. So we would say proved to be or showed how. These
This
are
demonstrated, it's for something like experiment, scientist experiment.
yes, exactly, yeah. And then finally down here, all the time she was hardworking. So the expression all the time is Italian. In English, we would say something simpler. Like maybe we
Yeah.
could say just something simple like always,
Always.
right?
Mm.
She always, um, I don't know. She, again, has always been
Okay.
hard
Yeah.
working. All the time it's just the same as in Spanish, Portuguese, and French, right? Tout le temps. So I'm saying we don't use all in that way in English like you would in a Latin language. So a good expression would be always, and again, use the present perfect if you're talking about a period of time.
Yeah.
It sounds better.
I know the grammar, but
Uh-huh.
when I speak, usually I lost to insert it.
That's because you're not practicing with a native speaker who can give you feedback. So you can practice all you want alone, but it won't help. You have
Yeah.
to practice where you're getting feedback, usually right when you speak. It's the best way.
Ah, okay.
It's because
Good suggest.
because the problem is when I have the same problem if I try to speak a foreign language. I'm not aware. I'm converting English in my head a lot of times. I'm not aware when I'm making mistakes. So you need someone there to make you aware at the moment you make the mistake, and you need someone to do it at least 5 or 10 times, and then your brain starts to, something
Yeah, I know.
switch turns on. And the other thing you need to do is before you go to bed, you need to review in your mind what you were corrected on. When you wake up the next morning, you should review it again. The reason you do that is because there's scientific studies that show if you don't review something before you go to sleep, your brain basically erases it, uh, unless it's something that really, really stands out. So if it's something like language learning, which is a little tedious, it may not be obvious to you. So you have to actively review before you go to sleep, because there is a mechanism when we sleep that tries to arrange our experience in such a way that we can put it in our long-term memory. So it's a
Yeah.
little trick. Try to go over just mentally when you're drifting off to sleep. Go over, what did I actually learn today? What was the correction? And it'll be there in the morning. So it's a little trick to help you remember. Listen, we're going to move on because I want to finish the vocabulary
Yeah.
section today. So what we're going to do is work on a different set of vocabulary words, a different set of adjectives. Here, we've got a little exercise. This one is about the form of the adjective, not the adjective itself. So it asks us to turn these adjectives into nouns by changing the endings of the words. If you speak a Latin language, then this is a great tool for you. If you speak Japanese or Arabic, this is not going to be so easy. Because I don't think that maybe Russian is a little similar, but Latin languages and English share a
Yeah.
lot in common,
It's easy.
right? So let's give it a try. The first one was done for us. The CE ending, if we take patient, it can become patience. So what I want to do is just go around the room and see if you can add the words to the categories. Try it. Guess if you're not sure. Let's see how it sounds. So Ahmed, what could you do with the word dedicated in this list? What do you think you can do with dedicated?
Well, it might be dedication.
Dedication absolutely works. Let's do one each, and then we'll see if there's more than one category. Okay? So let's go to Ali. Ali, what could you do with the word punctual. How could you change the word punctual?
Punctuality.
Punctuality. Very good. In number 4, that's it. And Anton, what could you do with the word confident? Confident.
Confidence.
Confidence. Number 1 is correct. And Yuki, what about flexible?
Flexibility.
Flexibility works. That's it. And back to Ahmed for creative.
Creativity.
Creativity. And Alessia, motivated.
Motivation.
Motivation. And Ali, dependable. What do you think, Ali?
Dependent.
Dependent.
Number 1.
And there's another one too. There's dependence, sure.
Yeah.
There's dependent, which is not on the list, but that's it. But there's one more. Look at number 4. Do you think you could change it to fit number 4?
Dependability.
Dependability. That's it. Dependability.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And Anton, what about enthusiastic?
Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. Listen to the TH sound. Enthuse.
Enthusiasm.
That's it. Enthusiasm. And there's a Z at the end. It's not written with a Z because it's spelled I-A-S-M or S-I-A-S-M, but it's pronounced like a Z. Enthuse, like zebra. Enthusiasm. Say that again for me. Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, get that Z sound like zebra. Ziasm. If you ever have trouble pronouncing a word, go backwards. Start with the last syllable, then the second to last, then the second to last, and so on. So you say asm, and then you say ziasm, then enthusiasm, then enthusiasm. So you go backwards slowly so that you can focus on each syllable independently. Little trick. Ambitious. Last one, Yuki. Ambitious.
Ambitious. Ambition.
Ambition. Right.
Ambition. Ambitiousness.
Ambitiousness is not on the list, but that's true. So in the list, ambition is the only one that I think it fits. That's it. Okay. So this just gives you an option now. You can take all the adjectives that we have and change them to nouns. And let's see if I missed any from the list. I think that was it. We had enthusiasm, motivation, flexibility, patience. Oh, what about helpful? Oh my God, what would we do with helpful? Does that? Can we change that to something? Helpfulness. Can we say helpfulability?
Yeah.
Is it possible to say helpfulability?
Maybe.
Maybe, or maybe not.
Yeah, it depends if you are it.
Maybe not. It doesn't really sound good.
No?
Helpfulness is okay. No, that's it. Just that. Helpfulness. Hard working. Hard workingness doesn't sound good. Hard working nation doesn't sound good. Hard working ability doesn't sound good either. So that's it. Caring. Oh, what about caring? That's one we didn't do. Caring. If you go back to our list here, back to this, can caring fit in any other category? I'm just curious.
I don't know. Care? Care as it is. Care.
Care is the noun. That's right. So we're going to convert it into a noun, care. Hard working would be just hard work. Helpful doesn't really convert into a noun. I mean, there's help, but that kind of means something different. It's okay. Help, I guess. That has a broad meaning, though. So care is probably the only noun I can't think of any others, actually. So I guess that's it. Anyway, this gives you a little more flexibility. You can take those adjectives and convert them into nouns. Now that we know the forms, let's see if we can fill in the blanks using the forms. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the word, then work with the partner to say if the sentence is true or false for you, your company, using a different form of the word. For example, it's not important for me to have flexible working hours. Is that true? Well, if it's false, you have to correct it. So the false sentence is, it's important for me to have some flexibility in my working hours. So we're going to put in the right word or correct it if it's wrong. Let's go back to Ahmed for number 2.
Okay. I'm not a very blank person. I always want everything to be done now. I'm not a very patient.
Absolutely. Is that true or false for yourself?
No, it is false.
Of course. Of course. So I want you to change the sentence to make it true about yourself.
Well, I am a very patient person. I don't want really.
Well, here's what I want you to do.
Yeah.
You use the adjective, so when you correct it, I'd like you to use the noun form.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint. You have to change the verb to be to a different verb in order to use the noun.
Okay. I tend no. I like.
What's the noun form? What's the noun form of patience?
Patience.
What's the noun form?
Patience.
Patience is the adjective. What's the noun?
Patience.
The noun?
Yeah, patience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Well. Okay.
So then
patience is one of my. I don't know. What do you call it in English? Characteristics?
Yeah, traits, characteristics, values,
Yeah.
any of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So patience is one of my important values in life.
Okay.
Okay. Here's another one. I have a lot of patience when it comes to dealing with people because I'm a teacher.
Well, okay.
Right?
I don't know if it is true or false in this case.
I think it's true from what you've said. What do you teach, by the way? I forgot.
Something to do with computers.
Is it a secret?
No.
Okay.
No, it is something to do with computers. I mean, something to do
Something
with...
secret.
No.
I can't tell you.
No. I didn't mean that. I mean, yeah, not something specific. I mean,
okay.
I might teach something to do with programming, something to do with
okay.
maintenance, troubleshooting, sometimes something to do with hardwares. Yeah.
Okay, I see. All right. I thought it was you were teaching the NSA how to spy on something.
Oh my goodness,
So,
no way.
So the idea here is, yes, you can say patience is a virtue, but as a collocation, that is to say, as a pattern in English, if you use a verb, it would be good to change the verb to be, I am patient, to the verb to have, I have patience. So that's why I was trying to get you to say, I have a lot of patience for my students because I'm a teacher and I teach secret things about computers. I have a lot of patience.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So, there you go. All right. Alessia, you're going to try number 3. Say it with the... Now, you have to decide whether it's the noun or the adjective in the blank. You have to decide whether it's the noun or the adjective.
I don't remember all the adjective.
Well, put in the word that sounds good to you, and then we'll fix it. Make a guess. If you're not sure, you can also go back to...
punctuality? No.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Let's go back here. I went back too far, sorry. So say the whole sentence for us.
Yeah?
From the beginning. Say the whole sentence. Say the whole sentence first. Let's hear it.
Okay. Punctuality is one of my strong points.
Okay, very
I'm
good.
never late for anything. It's true.
That's true. So use it as an adjective. What kind of person are you, Alessia? What kind of person? Use
Punctual.
punctuality as an adjective now. What kind
Punctual.
of person are you? I am a punctual person. Right.
Punctual.
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 Punctual. Yeah.
Yeah, cha, punctual. That's it. Very good.
Okay.
And Ali, what about number 4? What do you think about 4? You have to decide whether it's the noun or the adjective.
I have a great deal of
Do you believe in your company? Yes, you do, right? You believe in it, so you have a great deal of what? If you're not sure, take a look back at this page. Look at number 5. Which word means that you believe in your company? You believe in the future of your company. You're very, very certain
Confident.
it's going to be successful.
Yeah, confident.
Right. That's probably the best. That's it. That's it. So say the whole sentence for us now. Number 4.
I have a great deal of confidence in how my company is run.
Confidence.
Yeah, confidence
That's it.
in how my company is run and in it is success.
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 Success. That's it.
Success.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think it's true.
Excellent. Very good. Now I want you to use it. Is that the noun or the adjective that you used, Ali?
I use the noun.
The noun, and you know that because it's of. And the only thing that can follow a preposition is a noun.
Yeah.
It can be the noun in the normal form, or it could be a noun in the gerund form. Like doing can be a noun if it follows the preposition. So it's always a noun.
Yeah.
Now I want you to use it as an adjective. So you said confidence. I have a great deal of confidence. But what kind of person are you? Or how do you feel about the company?
Yes, he is confident by how his company is run and his success.
Success.
Yeah.
One little change. I am confident in the success of my company. Or I am confident in the future of my company, or something like that. Confident in. Sounds good. And Anton, what about 5? You have to decide whether it's the noun or the adjective.
Okay. My company offers good incentives to ensure ensure ongoing enthusiasm and motivation.
Yeah, that's good.
The staff.
Very good, very good. True or false for you? Are there incentives where you work? I think you said there were, right?
False.
False! Oh my God! There's no incentives?
No.
Oh no!
We are in a big crisis. If you work, you earn money. If you don't
Oh
work,
no! Oh no!
it's a cruel reality, but it's true.
It is.
Life
Life
is false.
sucks. So Anton, I want you to make the sentence. Now I want you to correct the sentence and make it true. Make it a true sentence. And I want you to go from the adjective. Is the adjective or noun that you use? Enthusiasm. Is that an adjective or a noun? And you said enthusiasm. It's a noun.
It's a noun.
So I want you to correct it, make it true, and use the adjective form now.
Okay.
So now it's going to be with the verb to be if it's the adjective.
Yes. If you.
I am. It is.
If you are enthusiastic or
motivation becomes motivated.
Motivated. You can be able to earn more money or good incentives.
Okay, very good. Well, you said there are no incentives at the job. There are no incentives. So you're not going to earn incentives, but you can earn more money. So maybe being motivated is the only incentive you're going to get. right? Being motivated, because they're not going to give you a bonus apparently, right?
Mhm.
You don't have staff bonuses and commissions and stuff, do you?
Mhm.
Do
Oh, an
you
incentive may be also a good position or a better table or mm,
Sure, it could be. Yeah, those could be incentives.
mm,
But in the normal definition of incentive, the normal thing is something extra, right? A perk.
mm,
Like if you get a promotion, well, the incentive is that you're going to be paid more. But yes, there could be other things too. But those other things are kind of part of the job, right? They're more tied to the position. So it sounds like you have to be a highly motivated individual and do it for its own sake, more than getting incentives in this case. And Yuki, what about 6? My company is. Is that going to be the noun or the adjective?
My company is belong to its employees and put their needs before those of the customers. Customer.
Uh-huh.
My company is
Take a look at the list.
yes, I know. Yeah.
The key word is
Caring, maybe. No?
the key word here though is puts their needs first. So that means it's caring is like that's between people. Companies can't really be caring.
Flexible. No?
Flexible, but putting your needs first? I don't know. Because caring is definitely for people, not companies. Flexible is about changing things all the time and having no problem with making changes. So I don't think it's flexible either. Is the company focused on its needs, or is the company focused on the customer's needs? Is the company focused on its employees' needs? It's focused on the employee, right? If it's all focused on the employee, go back to the list for a second. Which word means to put all of your effort into the employee, not yourself? For example, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were not this. They didn't care about the employees. They cared about themselves. So they were not.
care about
They
themselves.
cared about their own
Their
behind.
own, they have their own ambition.
Exactly.
So they are ambitious and enthusiastic, but not care, not
But not.
careful.
But not. Oh, someone help him out. But not what to the employee?
Helpful?
No, more than that. They weren't what? Look at that list in 5.
Okay, we have enthusiastic, highly motivated, flexible, patient, helpful, hardworking,
That's
dependable.
not dedicated?
Yes! Ali, was that you?
Yeah,
Say it again.
dedicated.
Dedicated. Yeah, I think that's the best answer. Because look, my company is dedicated to its employees and puts their needs first. See what I mean? Clear? Not clear? I think it's got to be dedicated. I think it's the best answer. My example with Stephen Jobs and Bill Gates is because they were absolutely dedicated. They were absolutely dedicated to everything except the employee. They didn't care about the employees. And we know that because they did everything to lower the salaries of their employees that they possibly could because they're evil. So that's how we know.
It's true, maybe.
And it's a fact. There's a lawsuit, a big lawsuit against Apple, and not just Apple. So it's not my opinion, and I can say that because I'm working for Google indirectly, so I can say that it's okay.
Are they greedy?
they are phenomenally greedy. And
Oh my.
the worst part about them is that then they come off, oh, I'm going to cure malaria. Oh, love me, I'm going to cure malaria. Well, it's fantastic that you're going to cure malaria if you're really going to do it. Fantastic. But that doesn't change what a jerk you were for the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem. They were not dedicated to their employees. But we are, because we're good business people, right?
Only they have some enthusiastic believers.
That's true. They
Yes,
have some
they,
they have some people who are they've got groupies. That's true. Very enthusiastic believers. But unfortunately, there's a lawsuit. I can tell you which one it is tomorrow. I don't remember exactly the name and where it was filed, but there's a big lawsuit because they were fixing the prices between them, and it's completely illegal to do that. You can't price fix. So they were artificially suppressing the pay rates so that their engineers and that their staff couldn't get promoted and couldn't leave the company to get a promotion. So it was an agreement between companies, computer companies. George Lucas was another one, Pixar, Steve Jobs, Apple. There's a bunch of them in the lawsuit. I'll tell you which one tomorrow. Anyway, my point was they weren't dedicated to the employee. So dedicated is the best word. What we're going to do, just to finish class, is talk about the qualities that are important for your job. How would you describe yourself? What happens if you do particularly well? So I want you to use both sets of adjectives to create a little profile. For example, patience is important because I work in after sales, and customers sometimes telephone to complain about many things, right? So if I were going to go back and choose some of those key words about my job or my position, I would probably say something like, well, being a hard-working individual, I think is really important if you're going to be a teacher because you're not necessarily going to get paid a lot, and there's a lot of details to keep track of. So I think you've got to be quite hard-working. It's not difficult work. You've got to be hardworking in the sense that you really keep up with all of that you keep ahead of the classes as best you can. At the same time, you've got to have some people skills. And so if I go back to my list here, you've got to be patient and I think not motivated, but motivating. And the way to be motivating probably is to connect personally with the students as much as you can, so that they can see that you care about their progress and that you care about what they have to say. Because language is mostly about communication. Like the way we're teaching these classes is mostly about communication. So it's important that you have a personal connection. And I think that's a more motivating way to teach, rather than doing just exercises all day. So my words were, for people qualities, patience and motivation in the sense of motivating people, and hard working in the sense of not letting all the details of the work consume you, staying ahead of the game so that you can be focused in class. So what I'd like you to do is to give a little profile about your role. What does someone in your position need to be or be like to do the job, and why? Adela, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, Adela. How are you?
Fine.
I can barely hear you.
Uh, do you hear me?
Yes, there we go.
Okay.
Adela, if you had to pick one or two adjectives that we've learned today, how would you
Yes.
describe someone doing the job that you do, or the job that you did, or the job that you would like to do?
I think I need to be patient with the students, creative, to teach, and flexible with the student to the notes, to the etc. And motivate. I think I need to be motivated for motivate to the students.
I need to be motivated. in order to motivate the students.
Yes, yes,
Ah, I see, I see. So everyone in this class is a teacher, is that right? Teachers?
yes.
Adela's a teacher, Ahmed's a teacher, Yuki's a
Yeah,
teacher.
yeah, but yeah, I'm not teacher. I'm trainer.
Ah, it's the same thing.
More.
It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah. Adela, what do you teach?
I teach in vocational training in agricultural.
You
This
teach
is
people how to
natural
grow
resource,
vegetables?
environmental resource.
Ah, I see. So if I want to learn how to plant carrots, you're the one to ask. Is that right?
Yes, I.
Do you teach people skills to be more environmentally conscious?
Yes, to know we go to the forestry to know the plants or the structure,
Oh,
the
I see.
soil, etc.
So you teach people to get to know the environment better and be better farmers, to do agriculture better?
The school is about the agricultural, but my subject specific is for resource.
For resources, okay.
Yes, wood and another natural products, mushroom, etc.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. So, patience, creativity, and motivation are the keys to teaching in this area. Is that right, Adela?
I think in this, in all areas, in every subject, but it's my opinion.
Your opinion is valid, Adela. We value your opinion. Ali, what do you do? I don't remember. Hello,
Yes, I
Ali?
work as a
Oh, there you go.
product, yeah,
As what?
as a business development engineer.
Development engineer. Development can mean two things in English. Development can mean economic development, and development can mean something more technical. So when you
Yeah.
say development, do you mean computer related?
No, I talking about a business, how to,
Oh, I
uh,
see. Like a
yeah,
consultant.
yeah, it's like how to find an opportunity to make
To make what? I lost you.
be to make it a more cross
So like to.
search for opportunity.
Mhm. Okay,
What?
sounds good. Yeah,
Opportunity
yeah,
to
good, good, good. It sounds
yeah,
good.
that's it.
Well, this is what I'd like us to do because we're running a little short on time. I want everyone to have a chance to talk about your position. So using this last exercise, exercise 8,
Yeah,
you can write, you can create an outline, or you can just mentally prepare a short description like we did today. But I'd like the rest of you to go tomorrow in the beginning of class. So think about your position. Tell us the title of your position. My position is development engineer, blah blah blah. And I'd like you to try to use as many of the vocabulary words as you can to explain what a person in that position needs to be like, and then some examples of why. Okay? So Adela talked about her job. I gave an example about mine as well. But I'd like the rest of you to go tomorrow. If you choose to write, then that's fine. You can write and paste it in the chat window and I can correct it. But I would like you to do a short 30-second presentation and give some specific reasons why. Just to finish class, though, let me just remind you of some of the corrections from today, just to finish up before we go.
Okay.
Take a look here. I think I thought, oh, wait, maybe I didn't write everything down. I didn't. Okay, so just to remind you, from the beginning of class, a new vocabulary word is to blurt something out. If you're really enthusiastic, you can hardly contain yourself. You tend to blurt out answers. Good general vocabulary word. To be successful in, the preposition is in. You can say to have success in to, but it doesn't sound as, it can sound awkward sometimes to phrase it that way. So to be sounds better because it's an adjective. The other corrections here were about using the present perfect. We use the present perfect to talk about a period of time. The present perfect is the has been, has done, has gone form. So we use it to talk about a period of time that ends now. I have been teaching for over a decade. Have been teaching. So that's a period of time that ends now or continues until now. So it's appropriate to say have been instead of I taught or instead of I teach. Is there anything else important? A Latin construction like all the usually translates into a different word in English, like always. So if I don't say I do it all the days, I say I do it every day. But I can say I do it all the time. If it's at the end of the sentence, it will sound better at the end. So we have to be a little careful with all. In fact, there's a rule for when to use all and every, but it's a little hard to explain. So maybe we can look at that tomorrow. And that's it. The other thing we... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, Eric, I have to go.
Yes, I'm going to. We're all going. So that's it. We focused today on converting adjectives to nouns. Tomorrow, do a little 30-second presentation about the type of role that you have, and we're going to move on to key expressions. So that's it for now. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. See you next time.
John, question, please.
Yes, go for it.
Can I write about someone else, not about myself?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, you're writing about...
You make it
you're writing about
more
the...
interesting. That's why.
You're writing about the role, not really about yourself.
Oh.
What does a person need to be like in that position? But yes, of course. Okay.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Take care. See you.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.